Friday morning, 2-minute drill. It's Jim Monaghan along with Chris Swendeman here at 105.5 WDHA. Pitchers and catchers, full squads, Mets, Yankees. Baseball is back, and so are the problems for the Mets.
It's the Mets being the Mets, Jim. You can't make it up. You could set your clock by it. Senga now apparently going to start. One of their pitchers that they had high hopes for is now going to start the season on the IL. Where have we heard this story before?
Yeah, hello. He said he had arm fatigue, and then all of a sudden now we're out for like 5 weeks. But the bigger story with the Mets, it came out a little earlier this week. Pete Alonso telling reporters that the Mets and he did not have any conversations about contract extension during the winter. And you want to read between the lines, boys and girls, he is gone.
I couldn't agree with you more. And, there was a time when there was a trajectory for Alonso and Judge being the faces of their teams. Judge named captain, Alonso doesn't even get a contract offer. You just see the way the teams operate, and it's night and day. And now Alonso's going to go to free agency. He'll get traded and then test the free agency waters, and we'll see where he goes.
Yeah, I think he's definitely in a different uniform via trade once we get to the trade deadline, July 31st. He wakes up in August 1st on a brand new uniform. There's only one way that I think he stays with the Mets, and that's if none of these Boris guys sign. There's still 5 big names out there. And if, as you mentioned last week, some of these teams are wary of dealing with him, and maybe he being Alonso, can't get the big bucks or the big years he's looking for, maybe that's a way that he returns to the Mets. Otherwise, Swendy, I think he's gone.
I got to be honest, Jim. I'll make a prediction right now. I don't even think Alonso makes it to the deadline. I think they're going to have so much pressure on them, and there's going to be so much heat and so many questions all season long. If the right deal comes around before the deadline, if there's a team that needs power, he might not even make it to the deadline. He might be one of those players that gets shipped out maybe after the All-Star break.
We mentioned different uniform for Alonso. Well, the players are wearing different uniforms this year, and that has been a big topic in spring training. These brand new unis, the players absolutely hate them.
What a mess this is. You have jerseys with sewn on iron on patches, players with pants that are see-through. This is an absolute disaster. They couldn't have fumbled the ball worse on this. Now they're getting the Players Association president, Tony Clark, involved, and the players want this fixed within the next 5 weeks before the season starts. And I don't blame them. This is a really bad look for MLB.
Bad look for MLB, bad look for the uniforms all around. That's the 2-minute drill for another Friday morning here at 105.5 WDHA. Thanks, Chris.
You got it, Jim. Talk to you next week.